So this one ought to be a classic as well. Then these Toucans and the PRESELI BABAS, who are two really good teams. The BABAS, obviously, the defending cup champions, will be the favourites, but it's going to take some beating that last game. But this ought to be a cracker as well, Griff.
Yeah, if you've not watched the highlights between the Sniper Sevens and the Vikings, then you should go back and watch that, because it was an absolute hell of a game. But now we're on to the next, and the BABAS against the Toucans. And yeah, a bit of an unknown quantity with the Toucans. You know, they've fairly new side. The BABAS, they've got a lot of debuts today, so I'm intrigued to see how they go in their second game.
Well, one thing that the Toucans are today, and he is somewhere here, but Carrick McDonough, who was their standout player, and for me the standout player of the tournament last time in round one, isn't playing today for them. He competes as well in the Lit 7 Series for Conquer Knights, so he knows the PRESELI BABA very well. Away, and that's not going to go 10 metres, so the Toucans are going to get the first possession of the game. But yeah, Carrick McDonough.
Yeah, you mentioned him. He's on the side, on the far side. I think he's coaching today, which is a shame. He's top player.
See him later, maybe, but not on the squad list. And the BABAS driving into touch. Matthew Jeffries there, just forced out in the end by Finn Davis. But Jeffries retains possession for the Toucans. Evan Wood with the restart. Merthyr and former Cardiff Met man as well. Wood. Looking for a crease goes Wood. Finds one. Has he got an offload? Now he has, but still held up by the BABAS. Dan Hill, the man there. Good stretch pass out to the far side. Shucking inside now, the Toucans. Good spell of possession this. Good carry up, needs help. Dylan Davis, that was off the base of that ruck. Good offload here. And could the Toucans take the lead here? It's gone short side, and yes, they are. That is going to be the first try of the game. It's going to go to Connor Milsom on that short side. The BABAS have just overloaded this near side and left the far side open for Milsom to score, and that is an excellent start from the Toucans.
Yeah, from what I remember, it was Milsom with the opening try in the last game for the Toucans. And it's got to be said, they're looking organised at the moment, are they, the Toucans? But that's come from a small mistake from the BABAS, taking the quick line out, and Amir Jawalji not being that 5 metres away, so it was a free kick and gave them a chance. But the conversion is missed, so it's only 5.
So a 5-point lead then for the Toucans, and a really good start for them. But as we know, this PRESELI BABAS team will not panic one bit, and they have an abundance. They will know their time will come. Referee not happy with that.
Offside.
So two bad restarts to start this game. The initial kickoff, and now that one as well, as the BABAS get possession for the first time. Only 3 out there. They fanned out very wide. That player is right on that far touchline as he comes back inside now. Well driven out by the Toucans defenders. Interesting choice there to have that man so far wide. As it's spilled back, well handled in the end by that was Tayan Bevan Jones potentially in there, I think. Davis. Ball in hand again for the Toucans. Hill. Hill is tackled in the midfield. Space here on this near side. Kicking through. Goes Danny. That's not Danny Hutchinson. That's the, I haven't got a number. Oh no, it's Ruben McCarthy. Ruben McCarthy's going to cross for the second score for the Toucans, second unanswered score. Could we be in for an upset here as the Toucans take a 2-score lead with the conversion to come?
Yeah, it does seem like the Toucans are on better form today than the Babas. They've been caught napping a little bit today. Of course, we're aware of the big change in squad since the first round, but you'd still expect the Babas to be able to put up a fight. And look, there's enough time for the Babas to get back into this game.
And that's no good either. So 10-0 to the Toucans. But yeah, as you were saying there, Griff, it's been a bit of a slow start, hasn't it, from the Babas? But we've seen how quickly these games can change. I mean, the Sevens in the last game, changing that within 2 tries within a minute. So again, the Babas will not panic, but we need to improve a little bit here because this Toucan side is really up for this game. As we'll get restarted again by Robbie Turley, sends it up into the sky, and that's well taken. The Toucans have taken the restart here again. So another mistake from the Babas, not securing their own possession on restarts. Jeffries comes wide to Turley again. Turley stepping inside. Still got defenders to beat as he got support. It's a good counter ruck in there, and it's an excellent turnover. As soon as that tackle is made, there's a Baba over the ball and away for what looks like the first try. Still got a defender to beat. Coming back inside, but that's really well done in the end by Evan Wood. Penalty though to the Babas, and now they've got space and numbers and should be able to just walk this one in for their first try. But that is how quickly the Babas can strike as they get themselves back into the game with this conversion to come.
Yeah, that all came from Geraint Llywelyn winning the battle for the ball deep in his own half. Stripped it, quick tap, straight through the gap. And then good scramble defence from Evan Wood, but ultimately the Babas, there in numbers. Maybe a bit of fatigue kicking in for the Toucans. We might see some replacements here coming on.
Yeah, it's so important, isn't it? Those turnovers, and as we said earlier, those quick taps and goes create space. So it's going to remain 10-5 to the Toucans. Still in the first half here. Can't much longer left in this half. As the Babas will kick away again. Can they regain possession off their own restart and draw level before half time? It's a deeper kick and well taken by the Toucans, but a penalty diving in. I think it was Ewan Dark, the man penalised there. And this is dangerous territory for the Toucans lead.
Yeah, how quickly can games change? The momentum has completely shifted.
Another penalty for the Babas, and referee reaching for the pocket. And how crucial could that be? It is Dark again, his second penalty in a matter of 30 seconds or so. He's going to see him have a break in the bin as the Babas come forward again. Strong carry up towards 5 metres. Good tackle though comes in from Dan Hill. But over the line go the Babas just before half time. That is Geraint Llywelyn. And with the opportunity here to take the lead from next to nothing really, and he is going to take the lead. That is going to be half time, and the Babas somehow are going to go into half time with the lead.
Well, that's a half of 2 halves, if you like. The first 5 minutes or so of the first half, the Toucans absolutely all over the Babas, getting up to 10 points, but the PRESELI Babas now up to 12 after those 2 quick tries. It's just been a great response from the PRESELI Babas.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of talk, hasn't there, with the FIFA World Cup recently about the hydration breaks. How they can change the momentum of the game. Although we haven't got a hydration break, as you said, it was a half of 2 halves, and it almost seemed like that was the case where the momentum had just swung in favour of the Babas, and And somehow they're going into the TOUCANS, I'm sure, in their huddle will be going, how are we going into half-time?
Yeah, what changes the game as well is, you know, a yellow card at a vital time in the game. You know, if the TOUCANS could have got into the half still 5 points ahead, all things considered, maybe they'd be happy. You know, PRESELI BABAS, one of the best teams around in this series. But now they're 2 points behind. The BABAS have had arguably their worst half of the series so far. They're still ahead. That shows a level.
Yeah, and it must be said, you know, there was some impressive rugby there from the TOUCANS. They are a side who has come here to compete. So if they can show that level again from the first half of that half, then with a huge chance of an upset here. Start to make their way back out onto the field for the second half. And weather just warming up a little bit here in Tonna now as we head towards midday. And temperatures rising slightly. Still fairly comfortable for the players. Not too warm, but warm enough.
Yeah, I've heard it's always like here, like this up here.
Not quite, not quite. And many a game trudging through the mud up here. But it's a lovely day here that we've got for Rugby Sevens as we're about to get underway in the second half. The ISLYWN TOUCANS looking to retake the lead again. Knocked back by the TOUCANS. The shirt is literally ripped off the back of Matthew Jeffries there, so he'll need a new one. Oh, is that ripped, or has he just been ripped off him? Yeah, just been ripped off him. And what a start to the second half. But the BABAS will get the line out right on their 22-meter line. Reese Price, the thrower, goes to the back. Nice clean set piece from the BABAS as they come forward again. And through the middle. Was there a knock on in there? Referee's happy. Good counter ruck there, was it? And no, referee's going to award a knock on against the TOUCANS. I didn't see that, I must say. I thought there might have been one in there on the initial tackle from the BABAS, but they keep hold of possession.
Yeah, it looked as if the turnover was good for the TOUCANS, but on the way through, bobbled straight out the hands. And, well, the BABAS, they get away with that one.
As they bring it out again. And this man's so impressive in the first game, and that one is definitely spilt forward from the BABAS by Clarkson. Clarkson, who some powerful carries in that first game, just couldn't get his handling right that time, and the TOUCANS up towards the 10-meter line, still isolated. Good clean out comes in though. Dylan Davis towards that far side again. Jeffries straightening and just knocked back that by the BABAS. Go back to the TOUCANS. Bit of scruffy play at the moment, but picked up off the base of that ruck. Really well tackled. That was Dylan Davis, but it's been turned over again. Frantic back and forth possession here in this game, and yeah, as you said, that is a chance. Still excellent chasing. Got a man on his shoulder, got 4 men on his shoulder. It's going to be too much for the TOUCANS to withstand. And crossing over for that try goes Thomas Jones. But an initial break there from Bradbury. Excellent chasing though, it has to be said, from Nye Patterson, who made it as difficult as it could have been. That's the BABAS try.
Yeah, I think that might even be Thomas Jones's first opportunity with the ball in hand. It's been not really getting much of the ball in that first half, I don't think at all. So one involvement, one try, it's not a bad record.
Yeah, and that is going to remain 17-10 to the BABAS, so still a 1-score lead for them. Clarkson, I think, after that try was too tired to really kick it. Bradbury, rather. But restart again. 2 number 8s competing. AFL style. And the Toucans keep hold of possession. Space on that far side. Good switch inside, just doesn't quite go to, but here's Nye Patterson. Nye Patterson was impressive in round one as well. Former Butchers 7 player, went to Dubai 7. And space on that far side, inside the BABAS 22. Can the Toucans get themselves back level here in this game? Possession still there, but it's going to go to the BABAS. An excellent counter ruck again. And that has been their bread and butter in defence, hasn't it? Make that crucial tackle and get a man straight over on the ball.
Yeah, great work, and now an opportunity to try and get up the field.
Oh, and what a stroke of luck perhaps, but he was ready with the boot. Dylan, no, sorry, that wasn't, that was Ed Thomas for the BABAS. Really unlucky as they'd found a soft shoulder and the offload was low, but he kicked it through and gave himself a chance. But not to be on this occasion.
Yeah, but great innovative thinking there from Ed Thomas. The pass from Amir Jawalji was a bit low, but he went straight away for the volley to punch it through the gap and then almost reap the rewards.
And the Toucans can come away again. Bit of space. Silly error. And it's just going to hand a jail penalty to the BABAS. After an excellent initial break, got up over halfway. But turned over though by the Toucans. Really good work in defence. Lots of hands on knees at the moment. The just slows down a little bit. Good carry there by Jeffries. And it's going to be a card for the BABAS.
Two cards here for Toucans.
Yeah.
14 and 3.
And the referee just... there. Initially, the first one had gone. I think you might be right. Yeah. Referee, yeah, it's going to be the BABAS. And there's 5 Toucans on the field, so 2 yellow cards for the Toucans, and that might be the nail in the coffin as the BABAS come forward with the 2-man advantage, and they're just going to cruise in to far side for another try, and that was the killer blow, I'm pretty sure. Attempted by ISLYWN. And touch judge doesn't put his flag up, so it's going to remain 22-10 for the PRESELI BABAS, who have now taken control in this game. Yeah,
those 2 yellow cards have absolutely killed the game for the Toucans. Turley and Hill off the park, playing with 5, mission impossible really.
Yeah, just run out of steam a little bit, the Toucans in this second half, haven't they? So much effort put in that first half, especially in that first couple of minutes of that first half, and just, as you said, with those yellow cards as well, just run out a bit of steam here.
Although they are back up to 6 now.
Back up to 6, still with the man advantage, the BABAS looking for another score. Wali out wide and stepping back inside. Have they got another one here? Yes, they have. Crossing over. That time, I think that's Lawrence Headlam. So another try for the Babas, and this time under the posts. Should be able to make this one 7. Bradbury, imagine this will be the last knock-ins of this game, and probably for the best for the Toucans, with down to 2 yellow cards. Bradbury puts it over and handshakes are exchanged. So that is going to give the PRESELI Babas a 29-10 victory over the ISLYWN Toucans. A game of 2 halves, really, Griff, and just ran out a bit of steam, really, in the second half, the Toucans.
Yeah, but the Toucans, they can hold their heads high. You know, if they can put that 5 minutes at the top into a full game performance, they're going to be dangerous coming down the line.